Hello, I am Chema Cabrero, and I am in charge of the Military Vehicle Modeling Department. We are going to start a series of videos showing complete painting processes and effects using the Vallejo ranges. In today's video, we will show you how to apply weathered camouflage and paint effects using references from the Model Air range. In its range of tools, Vallejo includes both standard and flexible masking tapes, available in various widths to facilitate these effects. We will define the hard-edged camouflage areas using pre-cut tape with the appropriate profile. To trim these, a scalpel is the ideal tool. Thanks to its flexibility, the tape can be adapted to the surface of the model without any problem. We now proceed to apply the chosen shade, working at a short distance from the surface of the model. We can then easily touch up any possible mistakes while applying the required shade. We must use tweezers to carefully remove the masking tape. We have used the reference brown 71282 included in the set. We are now going to show another technique to reproduce camouflage spots by outlining them with a brush and then finishing using an airbrush. We will outline each spot by carefully brushing the edge of it. The properties and fluidity of Model Air make this task easier. We must work at low pressure with the compressor. 1 kilogram or 14 to 15 psi is advisable, filling each spot as accurately as possible. We will now apply the following shade using the same technique. We will work slowly and with precision, controlling the paint flow. It is easy to correct any small errors caused by overspray on unwanted areas. Let's now represent a camouflage pattern with soft-edged spots. In this case, the airbrush allows for very realistic effects, as these spots were sprayed on the real vehicles. It is interesting to study beforehand the distribution of the camouflage pattern and its patches using photographs as a reference, thus avoiding any improvisation while applying them. Model Air properties allow us to reproduce both opacity and transparency effects. We are going to use the brush outlining technique on our protagonist to complete the camouflage, using the airbrush for a final three-toned scheme. We will start with the sand tone included in set 71-118. The finished model so far. We will repeat the same process on the turret. We must patiently complete each previously outlined spot. We will check the final finish and carry out any corrections if necessary. We will apply the following tone using the previously described technique. In this case by working with black-green from the Russian Greens set 71-613. We will apply it to the turret. Russian camouflage was particularly elaborate and effective due to its disruptive and contrasting effects. We will now apply a general layer of chipping medium to recreate the remnants of a winter camouflage. Despite its dense appearance, the chipping medium dries with an even finish on the surface of the model. After 15 minutes, we apply a general coat of white, using the reference included in the World War II Soviet camouflage colors set. It does not need to be a uniform layer. In some areas we will cover more of the previous tones, and in others we will apply almost transparent layers, replicating an irregular finish. With a flat brush moistened with water, we proceed to partially remove the white layer. The characteristics of Vallejo's chipping medium allow us to remove large areas of paint or create tiny effects showing the remains of worn paint. On the turret, we will repeat the same process, insisting on the areas where the expected operational wear would be more evident. Remember that the characteristics of the product allow us to have total control over it, reproducing very realistic, irregular wear effects. We will now assess what our model looks like after this stage. Now we can proceed to place the decals, such as unit markings that identify our model, using Vallejo's Decal Fix and Decal Softener. Decal Fix makes it easier for the decal to adhere to the surface of the model, rendering it unnecessary to varnish the model beforehand. Decal Softener will be of great help in adapting the decal to the surface of the model and its possible irregularities, such as textures, welding lines, etc. The final result of this process will largely depend on the quality of the decals included in the kit. We are going to use a brush to moisten the surface of the model where we want to place the decal using Decal Fix. It is not necessary to use a large amount, but we must ensure that the area is perfectly covered. With the help of a brush dipped in water, we will slide the decal from its backing paper onto the surface of the model. Once in place, we will brush a layer of decal softener over the decal to make sure it is correctly adapted to the surface of the model, in this case an irregular casting texture. We can gently press with a brush to help us adapt the decal to the surface.